Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not Podcast. I'm your host, Heather McMahon. How are ya? Hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous week. The weather here in Atlanta has been chef's kiss delicious. And it's been great. I'm wearing my shirt that I bought at Forever 21 about 10 years ago. It says, no, is this H&M? This is H&M. This is Amalfi. This is Amalfi. Because guess what? Your girl's going back to Italy. And I'll tell you what right now. The EU, the European Union, is trying to shake down some American tourists right now. Well, all tourists for monies. And I'll tell you what, while I may be repping the Amalfi Coast by wearing this T-shirt, I may not be going to the Amalfi Coast because I cannot afford it. And I know I'm a new money bitch, but let me tell you what, I also am not a fucking fool. And my favorite dream hotel that I want to go to is literally trying to rake me over the coals. You know, and I'm an experienced girly. I have always been get the meal, get the bottle of wine, go on the trip, see the thing, see the show. I'm an experienced kind of gal. I'll fight with a fucking Kansas City tourist for the last Louis Vuitton on Canal Street in a heartbeat. But I will absolutely pay for the 15-course omakase chef's tasting. I will throw money out the window that I will never see again on food and bev. But what some might consider like, I don't know, an heirloom or an investment, i.e. like buying a nice bag, getting an Hermes, I don't know, cashmere blanket, I'd rather buy it off the back of a truck. Which I don't know what that says about me. I'd rather eat my money, drink it, than wear it. So anyways, that being said, I'm trying to eat out the Amalfi, and they're trying to stop me. I'm going to Italy. We're doing a little work trip. That's how you get to write it off. And Jeff and I are going to celebrate our 2-year anniversary. You know, we got married in Italy 2 years ago. Italy's our place. We love it. We've been everywhere. We know it like the back of our hand. And every place that we are trying to get into right now is like, oh, you want that room? It's going to be $7,000. And trust and believe, I understand that this is a privilege problem to have. There is an absolute war going on in multiple places in the world. But your girl just thought, I thought I was going to roll up, do what I usually do the voodoo that I do, which is somehow end up on a boat with my girl Barbara Positano in the Amalfi, drinking homemade limoncello and eating cherries. You know, my weight loss plan, my fitness plan for the summer is just to go to Italy because your girl slims down. And they are trying to literally bend me over the bank. They put a gun to my head and they said, give us everything you got. So I haven't booked anything yet, and I'm very stressed out. And Jeff and I have been at each other's throats about making a decision. Because, you know, one minute I'm like, just do it. Let's just do it. Who cares if it's 17 times more expensive than it usually is? You know, and he's about to book it on Amex. And then I'm like, let's be responsible. An election's coming. Like, it is really, I want to be fun. I want to be like, let's do it. And then I'm also trying to be responsible. And I'm not necessarily always a responsible gal. I'm a Pisces. We're dreamers, baby. We say, throw the money out. It's going to come back. But when you know that the world is also on fire, you're like, this is an asshole thing to do. You know, and the rest of y'all who have lake houses, I know where y'all will be. Well, my ass is trying to go to Italy. And right now, I need to clearly put up photos of my feet or my butthole online to pay for it. Anyways, famous last words. Y'all will see me hanging out with like the Prince of Monaco in about a week. Yeah, this is what I like to do, though. I like to go to places like H&M and get shirts that just say what it is that I enjoy. You know, it just says Amalfi. One of my favorite places on the planet, the Amalfi Coast. You know, other things that I could just have T-shirts that said like cookie dough. I love cookie dough. You know, chicken piccata. I'm probably going to mention a lot of foods that I enjoy. A cold pillow. You know, I could just have cold side of the pillow across my breasts. I don't know what's going on with me with the sleeping. The hormones, I'm on all the things. I'm doing the most. I'm seeing the functional doctors. I'm taking the pills. I'm doing the tinctures. I'm doing the stretches. God damn it, I'm back in Pilates. I mean, I'm back in fucking Pilates. You know where I don't want to be? In Pilates, but I'm there. I'm doing the mega reformer, the regular reformer. I got the Pilates ring. I'm doing the mat. I got the ball. I got the little weights. I got the heavy weights. I got the bands. I got the disc. I got every fucking accoutrement you need to be a Pilates girly. And my bones are broken. My ass is still fat and the core does not exist. And every Pilates instructor is like, well, keep it up. Keep it up. You know, one bitch said, the more you come, Heather, the stronger you'll get. And I literally hit her in the face with my own teeth. You know, I'm like, I know, Emily. I know. I mean, I'm sitting here right now. I did a whore's bath here at our office. I somehow put on minimal makeup, put on a fresh H&M Amalfi t-shirt, and put on fresh leggings and a clean Skims thong so that I would not be raw dogging it real time while on camera for you. But when I tell you I'm sitting, my legs are literally shaking under here. But I'm putting in the work. She's putting in the work. I'm putting in the work because I have no excuse not to. I'm home. I need to be fixing my body. And I don't mean in a materialistic, I'm sorry, not a superficial way. I mean, I'm putting the pieces back together. I have bitched about this long enough. I know y'all don't want to fucking hear about it anymore. I don't want to hear about it, so I'm doing the work. Will I bitch while I do the work? Yes, I will. And allow me to do that. But I was smart. I went to Stellar Bodies Pilates this morning, and I'm going to physical therapy at 4. That's how I live my life. It's all about balance. Do I buy a bag off Canal Street? Maybe. Do I spend all my monies to stay at my favorite hotel that is absolutely price gouging me? I do. It's about give and take. I'm going to say something very controversial. Very controversial. I don't get the Birkin. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I don't get the Birkin. It's a very cumbersome bag. You know what I mean? You can't cross-body a Birkin. It seems very heavy. You're waiting to get hit over the head. You know, you're asking for a mugging. Those bags are like $30,000. You know what you can do with $30,000? Either do something philanthropic or you can stay at the Amalfi for 4 days. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I'm an experienced kind of gal. If you were like the Spice Girls are going back on tour, you can either buy a Birkin or go see the Spice Girls front row in Dusseldorf, Germany. I would say, sprechen Sie Deutsch, I'm going to Dusseldorf. Spice up your life. If you want to be my lover, you know, I'm always going to go experience. You know, and I'm, you know, I have investments. I've got a Roth IRA. I don't. I actually cashed that out when I was not making money in comedy and really could not pay the bills. Like I was getting the change from the couch. So I cashed that in, which, you know, was not a good idea. They tax you heavily when you cash that out. But you know, I've got real estate, and right now I'm investing in me. And that's kind of how I'm justifying paying so much over market value for my experience that I'm trying to have in Italy. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I understand this is the most privileged fucking conversation. But I don't give a fuck, because all of y'all have lake houses. You know, where are you going this summer? Oh, every weekend we'll be at the lake. We're going to be at the lake. Good for you. Good for you. You know what a pontoon boat costs? A lot of money. You know what you can do with that money? Go to Italy every summer. Pontoon boats. I will say, though, I have gotten some ads. I don't know why, but I keep getting pushed some ads for Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville up at Lake Lanier. And I think is it up there? Is that where it is? They have a retirement community up there. You know, Raymond keeps calling me a boomer. Margaritaville. Margaritaville at Lake Lanier. I think it's a retirement community. Yes, bitch. They got a Margaritaville at Lake Lanier. Now, something that you need to know about Lake Lanier, though. Lake Lanier is a haunted lake in Georgia. There are many TikToks on it. So there every weekend, like 10 people die at this lake. I was never a Lake Lanier girlie. My parents never let me go up there. All I'm saying is I would never ever go in the water at Lake Lanier because it is absolutely haunted with Poseidon's ghost. I mean, the ghosts underneath that lake are vengeful. They want to get your ass back. And every weekend you see some horrible, horrific story of, somebody was jet skiing and they disappeared. It's a lot of disappearances. And it's not like mob shit. It's not like the bodies were found at the bottom of the lake. It's like something sucking you under. Do you know what I'm saying? But they do have a Margaritaville there. And, it's a Margaritaville at Lake Lanier water park. I was never allowed to go to water parks as a kid. I don't know what it was. And I don't know if any of the parents listening to this, if you have got a water park close by and if you're taking the kiddos to the water park. But every time, I remember my mom would finally sign off on me going to a water park with my friends. And then sure enough, that Monday morning, the bags are packed. I got the cooler ready to go. I'm 7 years old. And there'd be some big announcement on Fox 5 Atlanta that would be like, an E. coli outbreak from the water park. Someone browned out in the water and then it got in somebody's eye. And the next thing you know, people are hitting the deck. I mean, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But hey, Margaritaville's got a water park up there. I thought they had a retirement community, though. I'm like 99% sure. Okay, hold on. Margaritaville, hotels and resorts. Oh, dude. They got lake excursions. Not doing those. They got a water park I'd fucking tear up. And they got Land Shark Landing. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Dude, they got cabins and glamping tents. Should we go up for a weekend at Margaritaville? And they've got an RV resort lake. Let's go. I just imagine, like, if I really wanted to go away for a while, that's where you'd find me, would be at the Margaritaville RV resort at Lake Lanier. I'm not getting the water, so if anything happens to me, I was pulled in. Can you imagine just sitting in your chair at the Margaritaville RV resort, just ripping menthols, drinking sugary margaritas, and a Cisco bag chicken tender, just talking to everybody in the park, just sucking it, blowing it out. You know what I mean? You know how many friends I would fucking have after 24 hours at a Margaritaville RV resort? You don't even... Dude, I would run for fucking mayor. Mayor of Margaritaville, wasting away again in Margaritaville RV resort. If they want to become a sponsor of the podcast, we will gladly take that sponsorship. It says it got glamping tents. But I want you to know, if I ever go away for a while or ever have a psychotic break where I need to find myself, I'm going to the RV resort. That's where I'll be. It's in nature. It's by a haunted lake. Limitless, bottomless booze. Everyone there is going to not vape. They're going to smoke real cigs. We will never run out of tenders. And if you don't think somebody in that RV park could grab me by my broad shoulders and shake the living daylights out of me like a rag doll to help me get back to the core of who I am, then you must not know me. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if things go bad, if I... Sorry, I lost my mic for a second. If things ever go bad, if I ever start really putting out, if you're watching me on the internet and you're like, she's not going to make it, just send me a DM that says Margaritaville. And I will know that it is time to pack up my things and hit the RV resort. I don't know why. I just think that's, it's either Amalfi Coast or Margaritaville. I'm a high-low kind of girl. And that's who I am. I love this Amalfi t-shirt from H&M. Some of my best t-shirts have been from H&M. You guys always ask, where is that vintage Rolling Stones t-shirt from? H&M. It came weathered. Man, can you imagine just the vibes at that resort, the RV resort? Dude, you get to pull up in your own RV. You're parked next to a retired couple named Ben and Barb. You know, they used to work for American Airlines, and now they just like to ride around America and hit all the different Margaritavilles. You know, what's the next one they're going to? Probably the Ozarks or Orlando. I don't even know if those are locations. Yeah, I want to get back in touch. I want to get my feet dirty in some Georgia clay, but I ain't getting in the water. I ain't getting in the water. Dude, but for real though, Lake Lanier is haunted. So if you want to know about it, go on TikTok. It's frightening. I'm not even trying to be jokish about it right now. Shit goes down at the Laniers. But anyways, what the fuck am I talking about? So much is going on. So I'm back on the Pilates. It's kicking my ass, literally. Jeff and I had a really constructive conversation last night. We sat down. We had our 9-month review of each other, which is what we do, which I think is good for a healthy marriage. We sat down. I said, these are the things, these are all the things that you're doing that annoys me. And then he airs his grievances and then we hug. You know what I mean? And I said, Jeff, I love you so much. You annoy me so much, but I would rather have you annoy me. I'd rather be with you and be annoyed than be without you and not annoyed. And that's fucking real love. And I adore him. So I don't know if it's, right before the summer starts, if you need to do that in your household. You sit down and you have your team meeting. You know what I mean? You sit down and you get back to the core of what's going on. Maybe the kids are about to go to camp and you said, all right, this house is we're about to be empty nesters for the next 2 weeks while these kids are at fucking craft camp. So let's have a little team meeting. Because you're annoying me, I'm annoying you, and we need to figure out how to get back to basics so we can start. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm kind of making a scissoring motion. I want to have fun with you, but you're annoying me so much right now, I'm not having fun. And you know what I like to have? Fun. So everybody needs to have a team meeting. Last week I was on a rant about all the graduations and all the expectations for working parents and busy people to spoil their kids rotten at the end of the year, which as you should. But now we got to get back to the team meetings. Everybody's got to sit down at the kitchen table, air your grievances out, get a pros and cons list, and really rip that person in your life to shreds. And then you will make hot, sweet love afterwards, and it'll all be good. What else is going on? I'm only 18 minutes in. And if I were to be listening to this podcast for the first time, I would absolutely never listen again. What am I even in? What am I talking about? I am a white woman wearing a diamond necklace right now and an H&M t-shirt. And the first 3 minutes of this podcast was me being like, the prices of hotels in the Amalfi Coast are too high. I am flabbergasted at how overpriced these Italians are trying to shake me down so I can go on vacation. I mean, the caucasity. I get it, y'all. Don't worry. I am the first person to call myself out. But again, the rest of y'all are going to go to Destin. You're going to go to 30A 6 times this year, which is honestly just as expensive. Dude, it is just as expensive to go to Orange Beach, Alabama, than it is to go to Europe at this point. Inflation is high. I said this on Instagram the other day, speaking of inflation. I know all this stuff, came out about Trump, 34 counts. And I had so many friends calling me, beeping me, tweeting me. I was coming out of Pilates, actually. And I said, and I know you're not supposed to admit this, but I said, I feel nothing. I don't know if we're all so dead inside, and I know I'm supposed to keep it positive and keep it light, but really, truly, everyone was calling me being like, can you believe this? Oh my God, he's guilty. Yeah, whatever the spectrum of all of everyone's emotions, I was in the middle just going, Okay, he's guilty. I feel nothing. I don't feel like anything else is going to change or happen. I feel nothing. I know, and that's a bad sentiment to feel. I don't think that's a great emotion. I think the excuses we've all just been like on such an emotional roller coaster and a hamster wheel of bullshit for the last, I would say, like 10 years. Really hardcore the last 5, that nobody knows what the fuck's going on. You know? Like I'm supposed to have some hard opinion about this, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to Amalfi. You know? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? I feel nothing. Dead inside. And that is why I am buying a spot at the Margaritaville RV Resorts. Dude, you know, pulling into the RV park, you know what side of the political spectrum they're going to be on. Oh, dude. I kind of would love to go there and stir the pot a little bit. You know what I mean? I would. I'd like to stir the pot a little bit. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm one of those people, I can sit down and chit chat with anybody. We could have the most polarizing political views, but I'm going to sit down and we're going to smoke a cigarette and have a Cisco chicken tender and figure it the fuck out. And that's beautiful. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's how God made us. Rest in peace, though, Jimmy Buffett. God, that was a sad day. You know, I don't think I really recovered. Maybe that's why I'm dead inside. Because the day he passed, I don't think I really ever found the spark or the joy back. I think this is the first time since he's passed that I'm really saying that out loud. I mean, we've built a community here, but if you've never heard of a Parrot Head, which is a Jimmy Buffett fanatic, much like the Deadheads that follow around the Grateful Dead, these Parrot Heads, as I call them appropriately, love Jimmy Buffett, went to all of his concerts, went on every single one of his cruises, went to his hotels, you know what I mean? Had the merch. He was smart in how he built that business. He had like 4 songs and just cha-chinged it out. And you know who Jimmy Buffett was good friends with, still is, his spirit is with us always. Susie Orman, the financial expert. I always, for some reason, would see them together. They like lived on an island next to each other. And if you don't know who Susie Orman is, you need to look at her. You need to look her up, and then you need to watch Kristen Wiig's impressions of Susie Orman. Susie Orman is actually kind of who I am inside. She is a fabulous lesbian woman who gives financial advice. And Kristen Wiig used to do the most epic impression of her on SNL. She's like, my little dipsy doodles, don't buy the Louis Vuitton bag. Take 2 maxi pads together and stick your credit card in the middle. And that's how I feel on some things. But I would love to know if Susie Orman, I wonder if she's an experienced kind of gal. Like she doesn't buy, she'll go to the H&M, buy the t-shirt there. But if she's like, fuck it. The prices of hotels in Europe right now are 65 times the usual going rate. This is an absolute monopoly on the market, and they are just financially destroying tourists, but we're still going to go pay for the experience. Maybe we need to get Susie Orman on the podcast. I think we need to talk to her. She's old school finance. Old school. We love her for it. Anyways, what the fuck else is going on? Okay, let's see. I had my roundup with Jeff. That's good. Started off the day strong. Went to the Pilates, doing the PTs, going to Italy. Feel nothing about the state of the world. Yeah, I know it's bad, but I'm being honest. I run into so many of y'all out on the mean streets who listen to the podcast, who giggle, who know what the fuck I'm talking about. And every time you come up to me, whether it's at dinner, out and about, at exercise classes, whatever, and you say tiramisu, bitch, I want you to know it absolutely makes my day. And you know what I was realizing today? Why Pilates is easier for thinner people? A lot of it has to do with holding up your own body weight, and it is much easier for the woman on the reformer next to me to hold up 130 pounds than it is for me to hold up 202. You know what I mean? So I was catching this thin bitch out of the corner of my eye and really just like, she didn't have a ton of muscle yet. I think she was fairly new, but she was really able to hold a plank pose. And I said, you're not holding up as much weight. Make it make sense? It does. And these are also the things that I will discuss while ripping cigs at the Margaritaville RV Resort. You know, with my new friends, Ben and Barb. Oh, God. And you know they're going to be from Cincinnati, or they're going to be from somewhere in New Jersey, and it was always their dream to come south. They were snowbirds that stayed below the Mason-Dixon, you know? Damn, I can't wait for this period of my life. I don't know when it will be, but it might be soon, because I can feel a psychotic break coming. No, we have nothing to fear or be upset about, because there's nothing we can do about any of it. Truly. So that's fun. You know what? You guys can't see it on camera right now, but I have a t-shirt that I bought that has a airbrushed photos of Che Diaz, the iconic character that Sarah Ramirez played on Sex and the City, the reboot, and Just Like That. And I bought this as a gift for myself and framed it and put it in my office, and it brings me so much joy. So when in doubt, whether you're struggling on this Wednesday or you are full throttle on this Wednesday, I want you to remember Che Diaz, who is no longer on the show because the character was insufferable. Okay, I want to get into the voicemails, and this first voicemail is going to be very informative. I already had a little preview of it, but let's get into it because I have a lot of exciting things to discuss with y'all.
Heather, it's your girl Camille. I have a personal problem that I need a little bit of help with. So, and absolutely not is apparently I've maxed out my DMs to you on Instagram. How embarrassing, but also not. However, I am the maid of honor in my sister's wedding. So the absolutely yes is I have decided that her bachelorette trip needs to be on the absolutely not cruise. So how on earth am I going to reserve spots on this thing to get all of these best friends and bridesmaids on this boat? We got to figure it out together. Call me back. Bye.
Honey, I thought you would never ask. Oh, sorry about that. I thought you would never ask. I am so freaking excited that we can now finally talk about the cruise. Listen, absolutely not. Productions, absolutely not. Myself, we are going out on the road and we are hitting the high seas. You probably saw the post on Instagram yesterday because we did the official announcement. I know we've been doing this actual dick tease for the last 2 months now, but you can now sign up for pre-sale. So I'm going to go through all the details of this cruise because I have been inundated and peppered with questions about what is going on, what to expect, all of that. So right now, you can go to the website, which is heatheratsea.com. I had to check with Christina. Heatheratsea.com. And we are doing a cruise. We are doing a cruise next April 13th through 17th. So this is in 2025. And it is going to be absolutely not rise and relax with me, moi, Heather McMahon at Sea. And we're going to be on this cruise from the 13th through the 17th. It's going to be aboard the Norwegian Gem. I have room for 2,000 of the most Tatiana hussies that exist on this planet. All right. It is going to be out of control. Other comedians have done it. I've seen the success. I got to tour the boats. My girlfriend Chelsea Lynn just did it and had the fucking time of her life. And let me tell you, I have been so excited about this opportunity. You guys know, if you've been listening to this podcast forever, how long I grew up as a fucking cruisy girl. I have been hitting the open waters since, I was in diapers. This is where I thrive. There's always a nice cool breeze off the Lido deck. And now we're going to fucking party. So let me explain to you. I'm going to go through the nuts and bolts of how this is going to work. So you're going to go to heather@sea.com. You're going to sign up. And this is a real white glove service. So right now, technically, we're doing a pre-sale. I'm going to tell you right now, there's not a lot of spots. This will absolutely sell out during the pre-sale. And I know y'all are going to do this. Heather, I didn't get my spot on the cruise. You got to sign up now or you won't get your spot. What will happen is during the pre-sale, they'll email you. So the company will email you and they'll say, hey, we're going to give you a time where we're going to chit chat on the phone and we'll walk you through the whole sign up process. It is a white glove, a concierge service, all right? Because I was not going to bring you Tatiana's, I wasn't going to bring you anything but the best, all right? And I know cruising can seem a little intimidating. Maybe you're like, I've never been on a cruise before. Well, we're about to take it up a notch. The boat is beautiful. It's updated. It's gorgeous. I'm only bringing you the creme de la creme. So what are we going to be doing on this cruise? We're going to be doing so much fucking shit. Your tits are going to fly off by day 2. All right. I'm going to have a ton of guests and I'm going to go through the guests here that we've just confirmed. There will be more coming, but these are just the ones who we have signed that Illuminati contract in blood. All right. Now, one thing you need to know is that all of the entertainment, all of the shows are all included in the price of the cruise. So if you're coming for the 4 days, 5 days, 4 nights on the cruise, right? Yes, great. I keep looking at Christina like, do I know what I'm talking about? The 5 days, 4 cruise. God damn, I can't even talk. 4 nights, 5 days on this cruise. Let me get my announcer voice on. You're going to be seeing all of the shows. So it is good. I'm going to be doing a show every single night, including activations on the boat, going to be doing all sorts of shit. All right. We're going to have music. We're going to have other comedians. It's going to be incredible. But once on the week. Okay, let's take 2. I'm getting so excited. I don't even know how to use my words. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. Everybody will be able to come see me do my stand-up one night. We're also going to have, let me just go through the guests. Obviously, Ray, Tina, Robin, Jeff, maybe the Galah lady's going to be there to, help some people get out of international jail. We're also going to be having my boy, Joe Dombrowski. Y'all loved him so much when he came on the podcast. He's going to be coming on and doing stand-up and activations and all sorts of fun shit. Dude, we got my boy, Logan Crosby, coming to serenade you single chicks with that crooner voice. We've got Becky Robinson bringing the Entitled. She's bringing the Visors. Our first night at sea when we sail off is Masters Sunday. I'm missing the fucking Masters golf tournament for you hoes, and I have never been so excited. We are going to be doing a master party. You see what we did there. And it's going to be an all-out white party, country club, Ivy League. You need to be showing up like you are trying to get the hottest ticket at Shinnecock in the Hamptons, baby. All right, you are trying to get into Augusta National with these hot fire looks. So we're going to have a Masters party send-off as we've got a guy in the steel drums and we are shaking our tits on the Lido deck first day. We're also going to have a Dale on deck. We are going to be having a Pitbull impersonation party. That's right. You can either sign up solo or as a group. And we are going to be having a Pitbull impersonating band. That's right. Miami Nights, Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide. And you know what? You are going worldwide because you're going in international waters. We're going to have a Wet and Wild party, which means animal print, hot fire fits, moo activation. There's going to be so many women and moo on this boat. Gays, men, bring whomever you want. Bring your mom, bring your nanny. Just call your 3rd grade teacher and say, bitch, let's roll. This is how exciting it's going to be. We're going to have comedy. We're going to have music. We're going to have DJs. It's going to be fucking epic. And we're doing a beach day in Nassau, Bahamas. Just read this off. You must sign up for the pre-sale. You'll most likely, it's going to sell out before. So the book as soon as you are emailed your time for the best options. These times will start on June 10th. Everyone who books during the pre-sale will receive a photo with me, and do a little hair sniff. And that's going to be your opportunity. See what I smell. Live, absolutely not podcast on the boat. There are so many surprises and so many things that we're going to be doing. And if you're one of those gals or gays or guys who just wants to sit on the Lido deck, double fist a Miami Vice in one hand and a pina colada in the other, then you do you. You can come to as much as you want. You can participate as little as you'd like. Way to celebrate the community that we built and have giggles for. Okay. Also, I had a lot of gals that DM me and they said, hey, we feel like you're teasing the cruise. We can still find a spot. You can still sign up with a pre-sale. And then what you can do is I would go on the Heather 911 Facebook group. There's tons of girls who are trying to bunk up together, figure it out. And if you want to do a solo room, I believe you also can. It's, pay to play, do whatever you want. But this is going to be such a fucking fun week for us to get together, hang out, giggle our asses off, and it's a safe space. So if you're at work and you're like, hey, do you enjoy to the Caribbean? You're welcome. Dude, cruising is so much fun. It's like when you go to camp, right? Everything is in one spot. It is this weird sense of camaraderie, sisterhood. It's just the fucking best. And I have been so excited about this opportunity. And, this is going to be the inaugural sail off. Guys, we may not come back. You know what I mean? We may have so much fucking fun that we just buy the fucking boat and we're like, we're done. Nobody on or off. It's locked in. But again, I would get on the Facebook group Heather 911 to connect with other gals. There's been a lot of conversation going on and people are getting excited about it. So I am fucking pumped about this. But yeah, so Jeff's going to be doing a blackjack tournament. So start to learn how to count the cards, girls. Jeff's going to be in the casino every day, sitting in the same spot with a cigar and a half button shirt. And if you want to fucking stroke his chest hair, I don't care. Okay. He is here to party. And if you've never seen Jeff have a good time, then you're going to have a good time watching him have a good time. We're going to have my Salty Locks girls. Dude, we're going to have an activation on the Lido deck. If you want to get your hair in a braid, a fishtail braid, if you want to do a high pony that will touch the fucking sky, you can do it. We're going to have so much shit on this fucking ship. It's going to be so much fun. And everyone's going to be there. And you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Again, so just to go ahead and answer the questions, because I know this is live and you're going to want to know what's going on, go to heatheratsea.com and we're going to be tearing it up. Okay. So get excited. Dude, I'm so pumped. And all my other comedian friends who've done these cruises, they ended up having so much fucking fun that they're literally like, they're already signing up for the next cruise before they've even gotten off this first cruise. So far, everyone just says it's like a lights out fun experience. And all I want to do is feel the wind in my hair, hear a steel drum band sing Red, Red Wine, make you feel so fine. And I've got all of my fucking people with me and we are just going to go balls deep in the Caribbean, having fun. All right, let's get to the next voicemail.
Hey, Heather, this is me, Tanner. I'm with my sister, Taylor Midge. We've been traveling for a long time, and we're trying to get back home.
Yeah.
Hey, Heather, this is Taylor. We have been traveling back from Thailand and Laos, where we saved the elephant with Tanner. Absolutely yes to that. But we've had some delayed flights now. We've been traveling for over 36 hours. Oh. We're in Boston right now, and we are tired, right, Tank?
That's right. We're tired too, Heather. We're tired too.
Mm-hmm. We're very tired.
We're freaking exhausted.
I want to say absolutely not to delayed flights in general, especially the ones that are just delayed for seemingly no reason, where you just sit there after you boarded the plane for a long time and they don't tell you why, but you're an hour late. And also absolutely not to passengers who are on your row who sit by the window intentionally when they know they have IBS and then tell you at the beginning of the flight it's 13 and a half hours long, they're going to have to get up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely not to that.
And I'll end it off on a little absolutely yes, because I sat by the most precious big old Italian lady who just spoke no English, but she was just smiling at me the whole time. And then I went to go lay down on my pillow, and that mother trucker
snatched my pillow, put it on her shoulder, and was like, sleep, sleep, like gladly let me sleep on her shoulder. And I've never felt more loved than I did in that moment. So absolutely yes to Italian ladies who let you sleep on them. Absolutely. Tanner, can you tell Heather goodbye and you love her?
Yeah, goodbye, Heather. I love you.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, listen, shout out to Tanner. And he was with his sister Taylor and what?
Midge.
Oh, and Midge. And Midge was on the trip.
Yes. Everyone thinks that Midge, he keeps on saying bitch. But
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Great clarification. He's with Taylor and Midge, and we joke because every time Tanner says Midge, it sounds like he's saying bitch, but it's actually Midge. Listen, y'all looked like y'all had an epic trip, and if you don't know who Tanner is our buddy from Love on the Spectrum, and he and his buddy Connor came on the podcast about 2-3 months back, and it was honestly one of my favorite episodes. And Tanner, it's so good to hear from you. I love you, and hey, Midge and Taylor. They were rescuing elephants in Laos. And let me tell you what, I've done the elephant experience in Thailand. So they were in Thailand and Laos. And if you've never been to that part of the world, it is so beautiful and the people are so wonderful. And I got to be honest with you. Oh, I was with our buddy Chris. He and I did an Asia trip. And we went to Thailand, and we're in, where were we? We're in northern Thailand, so we were up in Chiang Mai, and we had done all this extensive research, like real extensive research on the elephants and how to have an ethical excursion. You could go bathe them, you could go feed them, and like kind of like a give back situation. We get up to this farm, and dude, our hearts were in the right fucking place. And we had done the research. We asked the hotel. I'm like, I want to make sure that this is the right place. And as soon as we got there, I'm in this water, and what people don't realize is elephants have they have long hair on them, but it's kind of like short and prickly. So rubbing an elephant is not smooth. It's actually kind of abrasive. And I'm in this water, this knee-high water, and I'm in this like pond or kind of lake adjacent, and I am bathing this elephant, and it is just shitting every 5 seconds. Just the most literal enormous elephant turds are just floating by, and I'm scrubbing this elephant, and I'm looking at Chris going, I feel like we paid a lot of money to come get shit on, and I still have a feeling that this is not the most ethical place to be. Sure enough, 3 minutes later, 2 people are riding on elephants going around the corner, and I'm just like everybody had warned us. If you see people riding elephants, abort, back out. And we were like, we're in the middle of fucking nowhere. We got another hour on this bad boy. Like, what the fuck do? We don't speak Thai. But what Tanner did was he and his sisters were out doing the Lord's work, breaking the chains of these gorgeous elephants. So you know what, Tanner? I love that you went to Asia. I love that you had this experience. And for anybody else who's going to go do that, do a little bit more research. I thought I had crossed my T's, dotted my I's, and sure enough, I was like, yeah, we just paid like $500 to get shit on. I mean, but you know what? That's what traveling's about. That is the beautiful thing. You look back and you have these experiences. You're trying to do the best. You're trying to have these moments. And look, Tanner, Midge, Taylor, y'all went out there and you were doing the philanthropic work of saving the animals. And you know what? You're still human, though. You're still going to sit at the Boston airport and just be like, why the fuck are we delayed? Traveling is high highs and low lows. And I love, Midge, that you got to sit next to a nice Italian lady who honestly probably would have let you sleep on her bosom. If you've never had a kind Nona just really lean in, then you've never lived. And if you've also never been on a ferry from the island of Ischia to the port of Naples and sat next to an Italian woman who absolutely had COVID and was just coughing a wet substance into the air right on the back of your linen shirt because your husband was too cheap to allow you to take a private water taxi, then you've never lived. I will never forget. Again, what do I spend my money on? Experiences. I don't buy designer shit. I mean, I'll go to the outlets. You know me. I buy a nice Prada bag once a year. I got it on discount. It was 40% off. I'm only going when the conversion rate is in my favor. You know what I mean? But Jeff and I were on our honeymoon. And I said, babe, let's spend the money and get the private water taxi from Ischia over to Amalfi. It's like an hour and 10 minutes. It was very expensive, but I said, this is worth it. If not, we got to schlep all of our shit down to the ferry dock. Then we got to fight everybody to get on the ferry. It is 6,000 degrees. It's July 15th. You've got your fucking golf clubs. What are we going to do? And Jeff said, you know what, Heather? You're being really irresponsible. Think about that money. Think about what else we could do with that money. And I'm like, we're just going to eat it. Like, we're going to somehow spend it on wine or food. And we got on this fucking ferry, 6,000 degrees. And I don't get seasick. I don't get boat sick. I don't get car sick. You could strap me upside down with a hoagie sandwich on the Scream machine at Six Flags Over Georgia, and I could finish that sub and wouldn't feel a thing. But somehow being on this boat with no airflow on this giant ferry while Jeff is just squeezing his fucking golf clubs for dear life, didn't care that I was absolutely getting infected with the bubonic plague. Could have cared less. I was hungover. I was hot. At one point, I ripped off my linen shirt, and I'm just sitting on this ferry in a bra. You know it's bad when I'm exposing the worst of myself on a public ferry. And I finally found air. And this thing was rocking back and forth. And I was like, the fucking spaghetti alla Nerano, which is my favorite meal in the world, and the 2 bottles of Savvy B that I have been drinking these last, for breakfast, was about to come up while I was consistently getting hit on the back of my neck with a wet cough from a sweet Nona. And even Jeff looked at me at one point and he goes, oh, you're gonna fucking die the rest of this trip. And you know what? We should have just spent the fucking money and done the private boat. But this is why I should never listen to Jeff. We've been planning this trip right now and I'm like, this is fucking insane. We're not staying at this hotel. It is so fucking expensive. This is so stupid. In a month, the prices go down, but, like half price. This is crazy. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to book it this afternoon because I don't want a wet cough on the back of my neck on a train somewhere. Dude, I'll tell you what. If that is one thing that people take away from listening to this, pay for the fucking experience. Upgrade the seat. Upgrade the hotel. It ain't worth it. Life is already insufferably uncomfortable. Also agree with you, Taylor, when you said it's nothing like sitting next to, people who take the window are a real breed. I am an aisle girly through and through. It's also because I have really long legs. If I sit in an airplane seat, okay, the longest part of my leg is from my hip bone to my knee. I can't cross my legs. In a main cabin, I cannot cross my legs. I know that seems dramatic, but I can't. I have very long legs. And I'm always an aisle gal. I get UTIs frequently. Small urethra. Okay? It's like pushing sausage through a cheesecloth. That's how I pee. So I'm always going to be on the aisle. You can wake me up. If I'm on the aisle on an international flight, I'm not really preparing to sleep. I may have drugged myself a little bit. I may be a little loosey-goosey, but you can always push my lifeless body into the aisle and walk over me, especially if you have IBS. It never makes sense to me. If there's 3 seats and somebody's like, oh, I want to be next to the window, you're out of your fucking mind. Do I want to be in the middle? No. But the panic of having to ask people to wake up, to move, to go, when you got to go, terrifying. Absolutely would keep me up at night. Hold on, having a sip of Dunkin'. How do y'all travel? Call in, let me know. And I got to hear about the travel woes because I know everyone's going to be traveling this summer, whether you're just stuck in traffic heading to the Hamptons, whether you're going to, going to the lake, going to the beach, whatever. Let me know how do you arrive in style? Because I usually arrive sweating through anything that I have worn on an airplane. Even though airplanes are cold, I somehow push it to the limit. God, Tanner, it was so nice to hear your voice. It really was. It was so wonderful to hear your voice. And Tanner, I am so excited that you had that experience. Dude, Asia is the fucking best. I'm itching, dying to go back. The people are so wonderful. The culture is so rich. The food is fucking fantastic. It's the best. And it'll keep you on your toes. And that's what I love about it. I love it. You know who doesn't keep me on my toes? Italy. It just bends me over and really lets me know who's boss. All right, let's get to the next voicemail.
Hey, Heather, your friend Emily here in Florida. I just want to absolutely yes to a really exciting life moment. I just bought my own company, which is so exciting, a lifelong dream. I'm going to go be a consultant and get to work with really awesome people. Absolutely not to literally every single person who asks me, well, what are you going to do with your kids? Oh, good. So then you get to have more time with your kids because you don't have to work a full day. Excuse me? Where in the world did anyone insinuate that I was going to work less? I don't see people asking men that when they get businesses. I don't know. I just think that there is totally an unfair misconception around a woman being an entrepreneur, going to work for herself, working, hustling, being a mom on top of that. So anyways, really exciting life moments, but also what? Love you, Heather. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao, Bella. Listen, dude, congratulations. This is so exciting for you. And let me tell you what, when y'all call in with your wins, it really does tickle me pink. Like, I am so freaking excited for you. Good for you, girl. You're going to be a consultant. You're going to make that money. You're going to go tell people what they're doing wrong with their lives, which is honestly the best feeling in the world. But yeah, what a double-edged sword, you know? Oh, okay, so you're going out and branching on your own, which means you're going to be home more. No, it actually means the complete opposite. You just bought a company. You're investing in yourself, which means you got to be a little selfish right now. And you got to go literally push it to the limit. You know what I mean? Good for you. Isn't that always the question, though? Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so you're an entrepreneur. So you're going to be hanging out with the kids more. No, actually, because I'm an entrepreneur, I actually work way longer hours. I built a cruise ship by hand. Dude, being an entrepreneur is the craziest thing. You know, Tina and I were talking business the other day, and I was like, this is the time to take the risk and invest in ourselves because you know what? Nobody got me here but this bitch, and we got to fucking roll with it. We got to take a bunch of just absolute whorish women, gays, and men on a boat and just push them out into the ocean and see what the fuck happens. You know, one of the things Jeff and I were talking about last night as we were going through our pros and cons list, I said, it is really wild. It is wild being a woman when there's gender roles are reversed. And it is wild because I told Jeff, I said, you know what's crazy is that men will never feel the same amount of pressure that women will feel. And I don't mean that as in like it's not a balanced relationship. Jeff is doing a million things, might buy this business, this whole thing. I'm saying in my mind, I'm planning the cruise a year ahead. I'm planning the next tour. I'm writing the show. I've got to find investors for this other thing that I'm doing, And in the back of my mind, I'm still like, if I don't have a child at some point by somehow, whether it be dropped in my lap, dropped off by a stork, put in a large German woman, like I also am like, that is the pressure that I feel. Men will never understand that pressure. And listen, if you're a single dad, mwah, chef's kiss, we love you. And there's a lot of great guys out here. I'm not shitting on the men, but it is wild when you're a woman and you are running a company, taking a chance on yourself, going out, executing, doing the damn thing, seizing the fucking day. You still will always have that pressure. Either you're not doing enough with your family, you're not doing enough to have kids, or people don't understand why you don't want kids. There will always be that added level of pressure. And Jeff really understood it last night. He's like, I never really thought about that. I'm like, you don't understand. I am so excited about all these things that are happening. But in the back of my mind, I'm also like, dude, I am under a physical, actual biological clock. I got to do this shit. And then when I have a kid, I'm sure that people will have a fucking opinion on how I do it. Everybody does. I mean, obviously you can't worry and like panic about hypotheticals. But we were literally going through like our list of goals for the rest of the year and all the business stuff that's going on. And teamwork makes the dream work. And I was like, but you, Jeff, get to turn your brain off. You go do a business deal, you go do real estate, you do the voodoo that you do, and you just turn your brain off. I'm still here like I have another level of added pressure. And you know what? That's a privileged thing to have. But that's why I think sometimes men don't fully get it, why we have psychotic breaks. That made me thirsty talking about the patriarchy. It's not even the patriarchy. It's just, we're doing the fucking most, truly. But you know what you can do to get away from your family? Come on this cruise. Heatheratc.com. Look at that. Look at that. Always hustling. No, dude, it's going to be so fucking lit. But ma'am, I want you to know I am so thrilled for you. And good for you for investing in yourself. And if we take away anything from these next 2 months, I know everyone's going to be busy. The kids are home, or maybe they're not. Send their asses to Vacation Bible School. Just send them. You know what I mean? Drop them off at the local Presbyterian church. I don't care if you're Jewish or Hindu. Just drop them off. Just find a Presbyterian church, Methodist community, very neutral. Drop the fucking kids off. They'll come back. They'll teach you about a couple apostles, and you can let it go in one ear and out the other if that's not your thing. Just drop them off at a Presbyterian church. But find a little something that you can do to invest in yourself, whether it's, taking time to take care of yourself, whether it's, I don't know, going on a fucking walk or reading 10 minutes of a book. I say that. Couldn't tell you the last time I read, Although I'm working on my Italian. Come si dice? Almost fluent, not even close. But I watched a YouTube video, and I'll link it on Instagram because I want to make sure I give the creator credit. This guy I was watching on Instagram or on YouTube is a polyglot, which means he speaks multiple languages. He said the number one way to learn a language quick is you Google the top 1,000 vocabulary words of that language. It could be nouns, verbs, adjectives, whatever it is. And he said what he does is he can literally learn 1,000 vocab words in like a week. And he makes flashcards. And once you learn the most popular vocabulary words, then you go back and figure out the verb conjugations, and you're already 10 years ahead. So I've started it. I'm learning real obscure shit, but apparently the way it works is once you go back and then you can do the scientific equation to put the verbs with the right conjugation, then your brain, it clicks. I'm trying it. I'll report back in exactly 3 weeks and let you know whether or not I've been absolutely conned by every fucking hotel I stay at in Italy. Come si dice, you're fucked. Let's get to the next voicemail.
Heather, absolutely fucking not. Just absolutely fucking not. I am frustrated. I feel like I am surrounded by idiots, and I'm just over it. I'm tired of being a reactive bitch because the general population has no common sense.
Yeah.
What happened to common sense, Heather? I just need a little pep talk for my Auntie Heather.
Yeah.
That everything's going to be okay. I'm overwhelmed. I'm annoyed. I'm thankful for you and your giggles and the love. And I just need to take a deep breath, take a step back, be grateful for my many, many blessings.
Yeah.
And my common sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Just give it to me. I need some help.
Okay,
right.
I hear
Love
you,
you,
sister friend. I can tell you're driving around in the car. First and foremost, take the bra off. You're hot. I know you're too hot. I don't know where you are, but the world is on fire. Literally, physically, temperature-wise, touch the ground. It's too hot. The concrete is too hot. Take your bra off. I want you to roll up all the windows in your car, blast the AC, and take your bra off, because that's the first thing you need to do. Then I want you to find either a local Zaxby's or a Chick-fil-A, and I want you to go get a cold beverage. You need some sort of Diet Dr. Pepper or maybe a regular Coke. Fuck it. Get a regular fountain drink with calories and just get those sugars just get the sugars at the right level. You need a snack. You need a cool beverage. I hear what you're saying. I too oftentimes feel like I deal with fucking idiots all the time. But I'll tell you who are the biggest idiots, the people who claim to know the most. I'll sit back and go, I don't know that. I don't know how to work that. And ask the questions. It's the people with this unbridled sense of like worldly knowledge. I'm like, if I don't know something, I'll be the first person to say like, I don't know how to figure that out. Or let me look into that. Or let me ask the questions. And there's a difference in being confident about something and just being like, you know, an absolute know-it-all when you kind of don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I love people who assume shit. I love people who just automatically like, well, that's not what happened. This is what happened. Okay, were you there? You weren't. Okay. Oh, you heard it from a third party. So then you actually have no fucking idea what you're talking about. This year, one of my goals was to like say less, but I absolutely have not. But I hear you. The incompetence of some people is just wild. And I know you're frustrated because I'm sure you give people 110% of your time and energy and you're not getting that back. You're like, I just need people to have common fucking sense. Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know. There were moments where I felt like I was getting dumber by the minute. And I very well still could be. But yeah, the lack of common sense in some people. But it's a lack of common sense. But those are the people who are like, well, you have no idea what you're talking about. I absolutely know all the facts on this. No, that's not what happened. There is nothing more annoying when you ask a follow-up question. Somebody else, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I heard from a fifth party. That's not what happened. And you're like, okay, you fucking know everything. Ugh. Know-it-alls to me are the most annoying fucking people. That's not what happened. Okay. Talk to my attorney. You want to find out what happened? Talk to my attorney. That is a threat to no one. But either way, talk to my attorney. And I don't get litigious. But I'm just going to start using that. Anytime somebody says, well, you weren't there. Talk to my attorney. So go to a Zaxby's, get a kids pack, you know what I mean? Some chicken tenders, get a cool drink. I think you need a Diet Dr. Pepper. That is what is on the back of my teeth right now. That is sizzling. And I don't promote diet sodas because they are absolutely going to give us every cancer in the world. But just for today, just go get a little Diet Dr. Pepper so you feel that spice, that crispiness on the back of your teeth right there. And then pull over. Relax, take your bra off. And you know what? Maybe go get your nails done. Even if you don't need a pedicure, maybe just pull over somewhere to have somebody rub your feet. And I don't care if that's behind a Gold's Gym in a strip mall and there's just a pervert back there looking for a good time. As long as it's out in the open and you feel like it's consensual and safe, let somebody rub your toes. You know? Let somebody get a fist in there at the top. Oh my God. I think I'm going to do that after this. I need a rub. I'm going to physical therapy, but I need a rub. My nails are shit. You know, I did a whore's bath after Pilates, so I'm still sweating in these fresh tights that are just raw. Right, Ben? Raw. But I hear you. Listen, take a breath. Remember, say it, forget it, write it, regret it. Don't text anybody. If you're in a feisty mood, just don't respond. Sometimes when I know in that moment I'm not going to say what I want to say and I'm going to pop off on someone, I just say, you know what? I'm going to not respond. I'm going to just take a beat. Because when I've thought about it, I'm better with my words than if I were just to pop off. And I say this all the time. Don't fucking text me. If you have something to say, do not put it in a text. Because 99.9% of the time, it will always be misinterpreted with tone, texture, all of it in a text. So if you're about to pop off, hey, let's chat on the phone real quick. Because 99.9% of issues are always because there's been a miscommunication. So go to Zaxby's, take off your bra, Balassi AC, find a Crunch Fitness, a Gold's Gym, or a 24-Hour Fitness, Planet Fitness, any of the fitnesses. Find a young man, and I mean of age, of course, coming out and be like, hey, $40 if you're willing to rub these feet, and I guarantee you he will fucking do it for free. Get a bottle of baby oil, rub those piggies down in the parking lot while you enjoy your Zaxby's, and you live, laugh, love. You know what I mean? And just remember, tomorrow's a new day for you to book your cruise at Heather on the Sea. Heather at Sea. It's a tongue twister for me. HeatherAtSea.com. I am so freaking excited that we're about to be cruising the Bahamas together. We're going to have fun. There's going to be entertainment. We're going to be taking our tops off on the Lido deck. And that is what we have to look forward to. Mark your calendars. Get your pre-sale right now because it's about to be full throttle. I love you. I mean it. Thank you for being here. And I hope everybody has a beautiful, gorgeous week. Of course, DM me if you have any other questions about the cruise. And call into the hotline, 800-213-7503. I want to know what your summer travel plans are. Where are we going? What are we doing? How have you been bamboozled? What are the absolutely nots to the amount of pressure that summer travel puts on us? Should we all just fucking stay home and save money? Absolutely. Are we going to? Absolutely not. I'll see you on the next episode. Ciao, Bella. Arrivederci. Bye.